Hi guys, welcome to our channel Let's Decode. This is the third video in DSP using MATLAB series, hope you watched our previous videos. In this video, we will know about some basic operations like addition, multiplication, shifting and folding of sequences. First we will know about the indexing operations, in particular, logical operations of intersection, relational operations like less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. First generate a random vector of 10 elements from 1 to 20 using randperm function. Check if the elements in X are greater than 10. If we observe the vectors, X is random numbers from 1 to 20 and our resulting vector contains 0 and 1. When an element in X is greater than 10, then the respective element in ANS is 1. Here as 14 is greater than 10, we have 1 here, similarly for 15, 11 and 13 also. Now we will change the numbers greater than 10 to 100. Now look at the output vectors. Elements 2, 7 and 8 remains unchanged. As 16 and 13 are greater than 10, those respective values change to 100. Similarly, the remaining elements also changed. With just one line of code we change the values, that's the beauty of MATLAB. We can also assign them to other vector also. Create y vector of same length as X with zeros. Then assign 100 when the elements in X are greater than 10. Yup, we got it. When the elements are greater than 10, respective values are 100, remaining values are 0. Now we change the condition that, when the element is greater than 5 and less than 15, we change the respective value to 100. Okay, it's working fine. Let's move forward. Now we will add two signals. Create two sequences from -2 to 3. x1 changing from 1 to 6. x2 changing from 6 to 1. Plot them in the same window using subplot function. Run the script. Oops, we got an error. While decreasing we have to give the step as -1. Run the script. Okay, we got them. One is increasing, other is decreasing. Decorate the plots with our previous knowledge. That's good. Now we'll add both the sequences to X. Also plot it on the same window. As we have 3 plots, change the arguments. Run the script. Yup, we got it. Now also add the title to the plots. Now observe the sequence. 6 plus 1 gives the 7 at -2. And 5 plus 2 gives 7 at -1. Similarly, for the remaining points also. Similarly, we multiply the sequences and store it in Y. Now add another subplot and change the arguments respectively. As the sequences have same range we can take n1 as the range for both added and multiplied sequence. Now run the script. Oops, we plotted 2 sequence on same plot. Change it and run the script. Now observe the script. 1 multiplied with 6 to give 6. Similarly, 4 with 3 give 12. It's working fine. Does it work for all the time? Let's check it by changing the sequence with different sample positions. Run the script. Do you think it is perfect? I won't. Because in second sequence we have a sample at -5, but it misses in resulting sequence. So, if sequences are of unequal lengths, or if the sample positions are different for equal length sequences, then we cannot use the operators plus and dot product directly. For that first we have to make the sequences x1 and x2 of equal length. Let's see how to do that. If we have 2 sequences of same length and sampled at same sample positions like this, then the first points at -2 added together and the value is obtained at -2 in resultant signal. Similarly, the sample points at -1 are added and placed at -1 in the resultant sequence. So at 0 also the same process happens. But when we have sequences like this, the first sequence is from -1 to 4 and the second sequence is from -3 to 2. But the resultant signal is from -1 to 4. The sample points at -3 and -2 are not placed in the result. So, we consider this as invalid. How to solve this? Let's see. To add signals of different length or sequences sampled at different positions, first we have to make them of equal length. For that, first we take the starting point of both sequences and find the minimum of them. Then we find the ending points of both the sequences and find the maximum of them. Finally, our ranges move from minimum of these two, maximum of these two, like this. After obtaining the new range, our signals look like this. But we cannot add them like this. To add them, we have to append zeros at the empty points. So create two duplicate vectors with zeros. Then at the respective sample of n1 in n, put the x1 points in y1. Similarly, at the respective points of n2 in n, put the x2 points in y2. So our new signals will become like this. Then we add the signals to the resultant signal. Now code this in MATLAB. Create n from minimum of minimums from n1 and n2 to maximum of maximums from n1 and n2. Now create the new vectors with zeros of length same as n. Now add the elements x1 to y1 in the range of n1 using logical and relational operators. Similarly, add the elements of x2 to y2 in the range of n2. Now add both y1 and y2, then save it in x. Also multiply both y1 with y2, then save it in y. Now run the script. We have to change the range to n. Also change the limits. Now run the script. Yup, we got it, but it is clumsy to understand it. So now change the limits of both the sequences. Now observe the sequence. We have 2 at -5 in second sequence, but nothing in x1. So, our resultant replicate the x2. Similarly, for -4 and -3 points also. At -2, we have 1 and -1, so the result is 0. Similarly, at 4, 5 and 6, also we have x1 only, not x2, so output replicates the x1. Same thing goes for the multiplication sequence also. Now we will make functions to add the signals. Don't skip it, as we will use this in our future videos. Create the function SIGID with output arguments y and n, input arguments x1, n1, x2, n2. Copy this code and paste it in the function. Change the resultant signal to y, as the function output is y. We have our previous vectors in the workspace. Now use the function and plot the output. Now compare the two results. They are same. Now, create the signaled function also. Scaling a sequence is very easy. We have the scaling factor here. Now multiply it with the sequence and store it in a variable. There is no need to change the range, as scaling doesn't change the range of the sequence. Plot them using subplot. Now run the script. Yup, we got it. Every element is scaled with the scaling factor. 2 turned into 5, 4 to 10 and so on. Now shifting the sequence. Shifting the sequence doesn't change the values of the sequence, only range changes. Now take a shifting value. Our new range will be obtained by subtracting the previous range with the amount of shift. Plot the sequences. Now run the script. We can observe the shift, but it is in opposite direction. So change the sign here. Now it is working fine. Now create a function for it. Now check for some values. It's time to do folding or reversal of sequence. In reversal, each sample of x is flipped around, n equal to 0. For this, we use flip-lr function available in MATLAB. The sample values are flipped and sample positions is flipped inverted. Now plot it using stem functions. Yup, we got it. Similarly, create the function for it. Don't skip these, as we will use these functions in our future videos to simplify the problems. Check the code as well. Remember, we have to give the inputs in order, otherwise we will get errors like this. Change the arguments. Yup, it's working. To conclude this video, we have one more operation, which is to find the energy of the sequence. Energy is the sum of the square values of each sample value. In MATLAB we use abs function to get the absolute value of the sequence. Now run the script. The energy of the signal is 89. Find the power of the signal on your own. Hope you liked this video. If you still have any doubts regarding anything, please ask us in the comments section. Thank you and sayonara.